Hello, I'm joined this morning by Joanne Tattum, head of the estate agent sector at Moneypenny. Joanne, how are you?
I'm really well, David. Thank you. Really well. Enjoying the glorious weather that we're all having at the moment. Long may it continue.
It is. This is what I like to describe to my vendors as prime house selling weather. If you can't sell a house in this weather, you can't sell it in any weather. That's the general line at the moment. But as you well know, stock levels are an all-time low. So it's harder to do just that. And you and I were just having a chat off screen about how difficult it is at the moment in terms of the time that agents have. They are desperately sort of trying to generate new instructions, but at the same time, they are also dealing with a massive volume of calls and inquiries from members of the public. And if there's one area that I'm hoping Moneypenny can help us hoover up more valuations in, it's certainly in dealing with leads, both incoming and outbound calls. So we're going to try and cover that with you today. I have tested Moneypenny myself. I mean, I've been through it with you guys, and I have to say that what brought us to your door initially was the fact that we realized that customer service, whilst we're doing it, is great. If we've got the time to do it, even better, but that we're not always able to get to every single call, especially at peak moments and busy periods. And that during that time, it's where it sort of it falls down, but not anymore. We have Moneypenny there, and I'm going to pay you the last compliment, and then I'm going to hand it over to you to talk. But the last compliment that I can pay you is, I've had reviews left for me by satisfied customers that have cited Moneypenny, their staff who have answered their calls as a member of our staff. And so what that means is that I know with confidence that if one of my calls gets picked up by you guys, very often it'll be even better than if we handled it ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's always wonderful to hear. We get those comments all the time, David. We're very fortunate that we have an absolutely amazing bunch of people answering our calls. You know, they come with a whole host of customer service experience from other areas of business, etc. And again, we're really fortunate that we've got a lot of experts from the property industry in the property team. So we're a team of over 120 in property alone at Moneypenny.
Wow.
And we've got some ex-negotiators, some current and ex-landlords as well. So they can bring that experience to the whole team. And, you know, as we were saying off camera earlier as well, there's nothing better than sitting with a team of people and you pick up lots of little bits off them. So they can pass that experience on to the broader team as well. So, yeah, we're very fortunate, an absolutely amazing bunch of people.
It's fantastic, and it really shows, and always a pleasure to deal with, and no problem too big or too small. And I suppose the size of your team now, and certainly the size of the company and the breadth of its expertise, means that you can adapt to challenges that bigger businesses face and also smaller businesses. So really, you cover a very broad spectrum.
We do, definitely. And, you know, it's not saying that we don't have challenges ourselves. You know, the market, not just in the property sector, but clients wanting to come to Moneypenny because it's been a really tricky year for lots of businesses. So challenges for us are we're having to do a massive recruitment drive, and we've been doing that back in lockdown. I think it was about 160 new receptionists.
Yeah.
And then we're just coming to our third virtual recruitment day as well. So I think by the end of June, we'll have around about another 100 receptionists joining us. So yes, we've had our challenges as well, but it just makes the Moneypenny family even bigger and even more amazing. Yeah.
Big enough to cope and small enough to care. That's all you need from Moneypenny.
Exactly. And, for a client putting one call a month through to us, that's just as important to us as a client putting thousands of calls through to us. That one call could be that one that business has been waiting for. So every call that we take is just as important as the next.
Fantastic. So today I wanted to try and sort of concentrate on two tools that I know that you guys have gotten and have been trialing. You've released it and it's working and really bringing in great results. And these are great ways that agents can use these in order to generate valuation leads, which in turn should help them to generate rising stock levels, if you like. So, Joanne, tell us a little bit about them.
Okay, so one of the first ones is a product that we did launch back in 2017, but we've definitely seen live chat. So live chat on your website, we've seen a massive increase of that over the last 12 months or so. Businesses looking at different avenues of reaching out to their potential clients or existing client base. So live chat is possibly the most powerful website tool that you could ever have. It takes your site from an average to an A+. It's having that availability to reach out to someone when you're wanting to speak to someone. So, the sofa surfers in the evening, mum and dad have put the children to bed, they start browsing the internet. It's important that they can engage with someone in the here and now. And that's what live chat is able to offer.
It's hugely important. Those sofa surfing hours are the golden moments where people's browsing habits mean that they, the sign of a good marriage is two people sat side by side scrolling through a phone. But basically that happens an awful lot of an evening once the kids are down or whatever it may be. People have then got time to start looking at different posts that they may have missed during the day. But they've also got more time for visiting estate agents' websites and sort of browsing through properties, and the ability to sort of grab them on the hop and actually engage with them in a live and instant manner is something you can't really discount at all.
You can't. And we know that it's about 41% of chats that come through generate a new inquiry in some form or other, whether that's a viewing or evaluation in the estate agency world. So, it's really important now, given those stock levels, that if you've got live chat, you've got that audience and you want to capture them in the here and now and have that lovely, friendly, engaging conversation with them, albeit in type form. And that's what we offer at Moneypenny. So even someone browsing and coming to chat at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's still a Moneypenny receptionist. It's not a robot, although we do have chatbot options now as well. So we have combinations. But yes, and again, going back to the team for live chat are still we've still got some ex-negotiators on that team as well. So they are still property specific. So no matter what time your visitors are on your website, they're always going to have that real human interaction with someone sat in our fabulous building. Yeah.
Fantastic. We hope to come and visit at some point. I've heard a lot about that fantastic building. So obviously, look, that chat solution, it's tried and tested since 2017, and plenty of happy customers. And as you say, these are really visitors that represent a real warm lead and often a missed opportunity if you don't have live chat, because those people are coming to your website for a reason. Very often, I can't imagine anybody just visits an estate agent's website for the heck of it. So if they do, they've got very bizarre hobbies, but generally speaking, there's a reason and there's a motivation behind each and every visit to a website, and you're offering solutions that can help people take advantage of those and really not miss anything out of hours, particularly as well. But there is something quite exciting going on in terms of the opposite way. So that's incoming communication. So I believe as a result of some focus groups that you ran and feedback that you've had. You've got another product that deals more with outbound communication than anything else. So that's quite interesting from a pre-qualification and possibly even prospecting point of view. So tell us how that came about.
So back in lockdown, we had lots of conversations, as you say, focus groups with our existing Moneypenny clients that were using us for call answering, live chat, etc. And we said to them, we know that business is really tricky for you at the moment. What else can we do to help? So one of the main things that came out of those sessions were take away the noise from us. When Mr. Johnson gave the green light to go back in to agency, the market was opened up. It was so busy. A lot of staff were still on furlough, so agents didn't have that time to do the viewing feedback, for example. So they were out busy doing all of the viewings, but didn't have that time to do the follow-up. So take away the noise, help us do these things that we're not getting around to. So that was where it kind of started. So viewing feedback, etc. And then it just progressed more. So people were asking, well, you're doing this, what else could we do? So we could warm up your old database. So it's about keeping in touch, anniversary calls, reaching out to them, just seeing what nuggets of gold are out there. You never know where that conversation is going to take you. Mr. Jones and his wife have just discovered that baby number 4 is on the way.
Yeah.
Lockdown babies, lots of those. We've had lots of those in Moneypenny as well. And we've outgrown our house. When this baby comes along, we're not going to fit. So yeah, ideally it would be great to come out and do a market appraisal for us. So interacting with those, you've got, as an estate agent, you've got a whole database of people to reach out to. So that's what our team have been doing. So yeah, anniversary calls, viewing feedback, that was some of them. But then we looked at it, okay, another way, what else could we do? So we worked really closely with, you'll know them well, Lars and Kai. From area.
Yeah.
So they're great Moneypenny advocates as well. They use our services and we love having them as our clients. So we wanted to know how area and Moneypenny could work together. So we are offering, well, we can now integrate with area. So we've had clients that are using area where you'll know that their leads will drop in from the portals, Rightmove, Zoopla, etc. And then Moneypenny can actually pre-qualify those leads. So we'll call that lead and it actually displays the branch telephone number as well. So nobody's none the wiser that it's
entirely not sort of white labeled as your company. Yeah.
Yes. And then we can pre-qualify those leads. So we know in lettings world, for example,
yes,
you can have hundreds of inquiries for a property that you've just put on the market, that you've just listed, etc. But you can't work. You can maybe only work with 20% of those leads because they don't hit the criteria that you need. So by having Moneypenny making that initial call, pre-qualifying them, we can then put them in for better terms, a traffic light system. So green, good to go. That is then flagged in area, so the agent can then pick that up and know that's someone that they can pick up the phone to and get that viewing booked in, etc.
It's fantastic. So, it's a huge, one of the huge challenges after lockdown is the volume of inquiries. And you're right, the motivations for moving can be good and bad. We've seen people that have spent too much time together and have had enough of each other. We've seen the opposite of that. People have spent loads of time together and are now expecting little people to invade their life, and they need some more space. We've even seen home moves motivated by pets. So you and I were having a chat off screen about pets, but what's interesting is if you look at the trend at the moment, lots and lots of people during lockdown have become pet owners, and their needs and their housing needs have changed entirely. Yeah. If you lived in a flat and you wanted to get a cat or a dog, it's very, very difficult to find blocks that will allow that. So we're seeing people move to small houses and changing habits of a lifetime. So there were all sorts of reasons for these moves, and it's really about once you're dealing with that volume of inquiries, you need a solution that can triage them properly, so that the agent knows actually which of those inquiries are worth concentrating on, spending time with, and more importantly, there may be inquiries that we all know a certain percentage of inquiries that come through portals are no good, but everybody needs to be dealt with, everybody needs to be spoken to. And I suppose your outbound calling service gives that personal connection. It makes sure that everybody has had contact one way or the other, and that you guys can quickly work out where this fits in the broader picture, whilst enabling day-to-day office staff to get on and do what they're good at, which is selling or letting or whatever else they're doing. So it's absolutely vital. All of your details are on your Kerfuffle page, which will be flashing across the screen now. Absolutely sort of fascinating to see how these solutions now will become the mainstay post-lockdown. I think these are things that have helped us, but they're here to stay, aren't they?
They most certainly are, and the outbound team started very small, and it's just growing and growing and growing. So yeah, it's really exciting times, and we just want to make sure that we can do as much as we possibly can for our estate agent clients. It's really important, and as a company, you work with us, David, we will always listen. If you've got suggestions and you think, wouldn't it be great if Moneypenny could do that, tell us about it. That's the only way that we're going to get better and work with you more and provide the services that you need from outsourcing.
Absolutely. I think agents need to hear that. They need to understand that prop tech solutions only get better with feedback provided to the suppliers, and the suppliers are extremely grateful to receive that feedback, because it means that they can better plan their development of their products and perhaps even tailor it to the needs of specific clients in some cases as well. I know very often we've had particular asks from the Moneypenny team, and you guys have always managed to find a way of delivering, and that's superb. Somebody that you can work with. And just a reminder for any agents watching this, if you've had a great experience, or even if you've got other experiences with any supplier, you can rate them online at Kerfuffle. Leaving a review is also a really good way of feeding that feedback back to those companies. And not only that, but it informs the general marketplace of agents' personal experiences of dealing with a product. And I don't think there can be a better accolade than that. So Joanne, thank you very, very much for everything that you're doing, but also for your time today. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me, David. Lovely to speak with you.
Pleasure.